What time is it?
It's time for In Bed with Jed.
One, two, three. Welcome back to In Bed with Jed, the virtual edition for now, obviously, until we could do it live again. And in a way, I'm glad this is virtual because my next guest is actually over 2,000 miles away from his bed. And so now on this show, we're going to talk about underwear. Some guys, it's just a day-to-day necessity. Some guys might not think anything of it. Some guys might just wait till Christmas when their mother gets them some new ones. But for other guys, it's a fetish. For other guys, it's a fascination. And for other guys, it's just an extra special way to say who you are. My guest today from California is David from Instagram. And his Instagram site, yes, everybody welcome him. So David is the owner and the creator of the very popular Instagram page, Bears and Undies. That's Bears, period, in, period, Undies, for all of you that are going to check it out, and I'm sure you will after this. And his page is extremely popular. Right now he has well over 7,000 followers, and the page allows guys to post pictures of themselves in their favorite undies. And he also offers discounts and a lot of other fun challenges every day. He's all about body positivity. So David, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you. All right. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You know, as well as we can all be expected. Friday nights, we have to find new ways to have fun, but
Yeah,
we make the most of it. Mhm.
that's for sure. They're closing things down here in California again, so
Yes, yes, I heard about that. So yeah, and that's actually what I wanted to ask you. What is life in lockdown? How have you been handling it? How have you been keeping yourself busy and challenging your creative energy?
yeah, it's really tough. I live with 6 other people right now, and one of my roommates actually took off to go live with his folks during the pandemic because it's too scary, So, and all of us are still working. Some of us are working from home. Some of us are still having to go off to different places, and a couple of roommates are involved in the coronavirus pandemic in one way or another, either through state or federal jobs that they have. I'm in the hotel industry, so I see my fair share of people, and it's really scary.
Mhm.
Best thing to do is just wash your hands and wear a mask at all times. For me, as much as I try not to think about the pandemic, it's something that's just in everyone's day-to-day actions and lives. But for me, if I can not think about that, it allows me to think about other things that are, just as important or more important. The pandemic can be a real scary thing for a lot of people. I know it plays with my emotions and has caused depression over the last, few months or so. So, it's really scary. So I try not to focus on it too much because it plays into negativity in my life. But it's just something we all need to be aware about and do our best to stay safe and to get tested as often as you guys need to. I was tested 2 weeks ago and I'm
Uh,
negative, thank goodness.
oh, I bet you.
So
Did you like that test they gave? That's something else, isn't it?
no, she drew blood. I'm like, you're not gonna put that in my nose. You know,
Yeah, for all you kids out there, go like this, but that test is like getting fucked up the nose with a feather. So, and if that sounds like your thing, by all means, get tested again, but it is not fun. Actually, it really feels like someone's fucking your brain. That's how high that thing gets. So, you're welcome.
that's what I heard. And I don't want anything in my nose, so I opted for the blood test, and it's just as effective apparently. So
Right, right, right. Wow. Well, if there's one good thing about the pandemic and spending more time at home, it's that I did discover your rather fabulous site. And I never considered myself much of an Insta bear before all this. But I have to say, though, that I think it's pretty amazing. And to see like all these sexy men in all ages, all races, all ethnicities, all body types, probably all religions too, although we don't really know that. Well, you look closely maybe, but it's just a great thing because to see everybody sharing their photos and knowing that these are real guys, that to me is like so much sexier than seeing like professional models or in advertisements and things like that. So
Well,
how? What's that?
that's part of the reason why I started this account. I grew up. I think like a lot of people did. I was the young little kid looking through the Sears magazine, and of course, you're looking at the underwear section, and you know,
I'll drink to that.
yeah. So, but the one thing that I started this account 2 years ago, and this is actually my second installment. Instagram shut me down for reasons I still don't understand to this day. Last August,
Mhm.
and so I've had to rebuild. So I used to be at like 23,000 followers at one point. So I'm slowly rebuilding. But the thing that I really wanted to like come across, and this is why when people want to be featured, I always ask them, "What's the underwear brand?" Is because I want them to be able to feel like a model. Again, I want all body types represented because we even still to this day, if you go to any underwear site, who do you see? You see these really thin, muscly. Sure, that looks great. I'm not going to say that doesn't look great, but it's very important for us to be able to see ourselves and the underwear that we're going to be wearing. And I'm a bigger guy. I'm 230 pounds, and I would like to see more representation of the bigger guys because I want to be able to know, hey, what's it going to look like on me? And so yeah, that's why I always tell my followers, please let me know what is the underwear brand, so that way we can give some recognition, and hopefully, I don't know if it's happened yet, but I'm hoping that what I'm doing on my account is reflective of like these underwear manufacturers, and maybe that one day that they'll open up and say, you know what, we need to be more accepting and be more body positive. So that's the end goal. Is I want people of all shapes and sizes to be represented.
Yes, yes. And you also want these brands to know that bigger guys are out there. And we all know bigger guys are sexy, and well, all bodies are sexy, but some of us have preferences for bigger guys. And they need to know that bigger guys are buying their product. So they need to know that too. So that's a wonderful thing that you're doing there. And hopefully advertisements are changing too to reflect more normal body types as well, not just models, right?
Sure, okay, that's like so that's the end goal. And when it comes to me having underwear companies that I'm working with, it's really important for me to be able to work with people that have not just extra large, but 2XL, 3XL, and more. The bigger the better. And
Yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah.
finding anything more than 2XL can be very difficult. But I'm still out there looking. So
Wow. Well, how did it feel? What was the number of followers that you got that made you feel the best about yourself? Like now you have 7,000 followers, and of course, like every marker is a great thing. Like this one gentleman, he celebrated his 200th follower, and then of course there's 500, and then 1,000. What point did you really feel, wow, I've really done something important here? I'm really making a difference, and people are really going on to my page. What do you remember? What number that was?
it was definitely during the first installment. I I'll give you a little bit of history of kind of how Bears and Undies kind of started. I was, and still maybe kind of still am part of the leather community here in Southern California. I did step away, and um, when I stepped away, I was trying to figure out what else am I into? What else is there more about me? What other layers are there to my life? And unbeknownst to me, I had a huge underwear collection that I honestly just didn't think much of. I had all kinds of fabrics, all styles, all colors. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I wonder if I have more underwear than maybe most people. For me at the time, I definitely had well over 50 pairs of underwear. And I think that's a lot to some people. I'll be honest, my collection's well over maybe close to 300. I'm trying to sell off at least about 100 pairs or so. So there's about 100 that aren't in my immediate drawer selection. But right now I'm pretty close to at least 300 pairs. But I would probably say initially, during my first installment, when I hit 20,000 followers, I thought that was kind of like the achievement. But now during the second installment, you know, I, I wasn't sure how popular it was going to be again because I lost everybody, you know, and like trying to figure out how do I reach out to everyone all over again was going to be really difficult. And it took several months. And a lot of people were like, hey, where did you go? I'm like, I got shut down, you know, and it was very hard for me to, you know, get my followers again. So I think during the second installment, I think when I hit 5,000, I was like, okay, people are starting to catch on again. So
Wow.
that's why on the second installment, I am, what's the word? Like when I advertise people, I always ask them, I asked them during the first installment, but I wasn't very strict about it. But this time around, I'm a lot more strict. Where it's like, okay, I will feature you and I'll do the process, but I need you to feature me back. And it's right now it's a requirement. You know, I give everyone 24 hours to feature me back, and if they don't, you know, I remove the photo. But it's, you know, it's trying to help myself grow. But you know, I think it should be a two-way street. So, and I noticed that a lot of other Instagram accounts do it too. So when I made that decision to be more strict about it, I felt comfortable about it.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, that's only right. You know, that's only fair. Fair exchange. Do you consider yourself an underwear expert?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't know if expert's the right word, but I'm definitely, if I can say, woke to the idea of like underwear and, you know, different styles and manufacturers and colors. And, you know, I get to actually work. And I don't know how much of my influence is in their final decision, but with the companies that I am working with, you know, I give my input. They ask about it. You know, I feel like I'm working that's not the right word, closely with Meat Underwear, and he's constantly asking me, "Hey, what do you think about this style, this design?" And I give my feedback, and a lot of times he's like, "Okay, I appreciate that," you know, and he goes with it.
Wow.
So expert, I don't know, but I'm definitely woke, I guess, in the underwear world. I'd like to think I know quite a bit, but there's obviously people who know way more than I do. It's a learning curve, you know. Every day I feel like I'm learning something new. So yeah.
They may know more about it, but I'm sure they don't have as many pairs as you have. So, right? Yeah. Wow.
It's getting to the point where I'm eating about a third drawer. That's that. Yeah. So I probably need to take that back again. So we'll see.
Well, when you get to the point where you need a bigger apartment, then it may be a problem. But
Yeah.
so, what are your favorite classic brands? Because you know, for a while, To Exist was so popular. Calvin Klein, of course, is timeless. Duluth Trading Company, they're pretty expensive, but I kind of like them and I love their ads. And Andrew Christian, a little expensive also, but really good stuff. Do you have any favorite like classic brands that have been around for a while?
Not particularly. You know, I grew up wearing, you know, Fruit of the Looms, Hanes, and for me, you know, that's at least in the United States, that's very, you know, Americana, very classic. But I've, I, as an adult, I don't think I've worn Hanes and probably since I was a kid, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm more about, you know, stretching my imagination and finding other companies. So I, I don't know if they're classic, but you know, I like the underwear brands that I have. You know, Skull and Bones is really nice. Aussie Bum is really nice. You know, Meat Underwear is really nice. Um, yeah, my collection's very not the norm. You know, even with the brands that I've already listed, I'm sure your followers are going to be completely familiar with who they are, because I don't wear the traditional classic brands. Um, I don't know, just certain things just kind of get me excited. Like recently, one of my followers sent me a pair of Lonsdale underwear, and I've actually had my eye on Lonsdale underwear. Have you heard of that brand before, Lonsdale?
I have not. No, no.
I've seen a few pictures. You know, I like the logo that's on it, and you know, he sent me a couple of pairs, and I love it. It seems to be a brand that's a little bit more popular out in Europe, and so I was like, hey, you know, or I sent him what it is. I sent him a hat that I had. I guess he wanted to return the favor, so he sent me like 4 pairs of these Lonsdale underwear, and I was just, and they
Four.
feel great, you know, and they kind of
Ooh.
have that like Americana look to it, and so I'm down for it. But yeah, my underwear brand is definitely, I wouldn't say that it's very classic. It's just it's very eclectic. You know, I'm hoping I'm wearing brands that people aren't really too familiar with because I'm trying to expand my horizon a little bit. I know in my underwear world that I'm at in on Instagram, the brands that I wear are brands that other people are familiar with. But I think on the global spectrum, they're brands that a lot of people just don't know about, which is really unfortunate because they're really amazing brands, you know. And I think that that's some of the problem is that you know these brands just aren't big enough to be global. But you know that's the shame part because they're wonderful underwear, you know. So I'd
Yeah.
probably say probably the most famous is probably Aussie Bum.
Oh
Have,
yeah.
have you
Yeah.
heard of Aussie Bum? Yeah, that's probably the most famous underwear that I have. Um, but yeah,
Wow. Yeah, you mentioned Hanes and Fruit of the Loom. I think that tidy whities, they were pretty much like when we were kids, every
yeah,
man or boy wore them, and that was just our only option at the time. It just seemed like that was just the way to go. And now I
it really
see
was.
that, what's that?
It really was. When I was a kid, I used to wear like the fun underwear, you know, the underwear with the Transformers on it and He-Man and whatever like 1980s cartoon was around. Like I wore that underwear and I didn't think much of it. I thought it was cool. And I remember, I'll tell you a brief embarrassing story. It was recess time and I
Brief
was, you know,
story, yes. Hmm.
yeah, I was, you know, getting water. So I was like bent over and this girl came right behind me. I was wearing shorts and she pantsed me and everyone saw that I was wearing Transformer underwear, and it was like such a big deal. And they were teasing me. I'm like, why? Like, is my underwear like, hello, we're kids, you know, I'm wearing kids underwear. You know, it's not like I don't know. But
Understood.
maybe I mean, ever since I was a kid, you know, I really liked wearing fun underwear. You know, so
Hey, well, listen, about 10 years ago, my little nephews were wearing underoos and chasing Pokemon. And now you have guys in their 30s and 40s wearing underoos and chasing Pokemon. So I don't think that there's anything, you know, I guess it really doesn't matter what age you are.
no, and you know, when I see some of these like more fun designs that kind of remind me of my childhood, that's what I pick up on. You know, because I remember growing up wearing this, you know, cartoon kind of underwear and just having a lot of fun with it. And when I remember when that kind of stopped, and my mom's like, "Well, you know, you're a big boy now, so you have to wear like big boy underwear." And it was like white for the balloons, white Hanes. I'm like, this is kind of boring. So,
Yeah,
as an adult, I mean, if you were to see my underwear collection, it is really all over the place. I have all kinds of designs and fashions, and it's a lot of fun.
yeah, yeah. Well, now tidy whities are. I guess they never really went away, so I can't say that they're back, but they've become kind of like almost a cult now, and a lot of guys like them just because I guess who knows? I mean, you want to say that some of them may be nostalgic, but a lot of these guys were from the generation where they wouldn't have remembered them in the first place. So, listen, why not?
You know, one of the events that I started doing, and I stopped in the month of June. Again, I think just part of the depression I was going through. There's too much was going on, and I was too involved with some other things. Um, so I'm going to be bringing it back here in July. It'll happen next week. But I used to do 2 different events, and it was Tidy Whitey Tuesday, and I was doing Wednesday We Wear Pink. So I will be bringing these events back. Just give me a little bit of time, but I think overall between the 2 events, the Tidy Whitey Tuesday seemed to be the most popular, and that's what really surprised me. I had one of my followers say, "Hey, you know, you should do something with white underwear." And I'm like, Tidy Whiteys. Yeah, I'll think of something. And yeah, it's been super popular. I'm very surprised. So I will
Wow.
be, like I said, I'll be bringing it back for July, and reinstalling it probably again next week.
Right, right. Wow. Well, again, we're probably home a lot more, we're on social media a lot more, and I still do fall prey to the social media ads every once in a while that, they're selling their stuff and they make it sound like the next best thing since Tidy Whities. And I admit I've discovered a few new brands too, and some of them are nice. Have you discovered like any new brands that you're crazy about, or?
Um, Not right now. I'm kind of set my ways a little bit with certain brands. I'm always on the lookout. Like whenever I see, someone give me some underwear, I always look at their Instagram account and see what's going on. There seems to be a lot of great fashions right now in the underwear world from Brazil, and
Wow.
so there's brands I'm not familiar with, but like when my followers from Brazil post, I'm looking at their brands. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this before. I'm seeing some very cool stuff coming from Brazil right now, so it's something for me to look into for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one company that had advertisements, and I have them right here. They say that these are the ultimate brief. And
Nice.
yeah, well, they say that that this is the only the most comfortable pair that you'll ever have and everything. And I was a
All right.
little nervous. This company is called Tebow, no relation to the footballer. It's T-B-O, and
Yep.
they really, I guess it was like the ad campaign or whatever it was, but they really made it out that they were like so comfortable. And sure enough, they were. I was a little nervous because they ran out of medium that was sold out. So I got a small, which purportedly went up to a size 32. But sometimes they could say 32. Does that mean it will fit even if you've tried other brands with a size 32 waist? No, no. So, but they are pretty damn comfortable.
I have seen that brand on Facebook. Um,
I'm sure you have. They're very good about advertising, and I did send them actually like a note saying I liked their stuff, so I was pretty happy about that. And this was another one called Sepratech. I think we talked about this before online, and yeah, the Sepratech. And
no.
yeah, well, this actually like they're true to their name because uh, they definitely keep things separate. It's kind of hard to demonstrate, but
Is it just a very nice pouch, or does it have like a hole? Because there's like Aussie Bum. I don't know how many pairs you have, but I have a few pairs of Aussie Bum where there's like a hole, and you put your junk through the hole, and then the pouch is on the other side of the hole.
yeah, yep. See, there's a whoops. Yeah, there's a hole. Hi. Yeah, they're true to their name, Sepratech and all that. They really do separate. And my friend Rance David in Arizona mentioned when I was doing like an informal survey, and he mentioned them, said the best ever. And I have to admit, they're pretty damn comfortable too.
I get real nervous. Like I was telling you earlier. I had my eye on Lonsdale for quite a while. I don't know if shy is the right word, but I'm maybe reserved in buying new brands because I'm always afraid. Well, what if I don't like it? Like it looks nice on when you're looking at it on your cell phone or whatever, but like you never know what the feel, the texture is going to be, and I get nervous. So um, probably the next brand, actually the Hollister. I've been looking at Hollister recently, so that could be an underwear brand. I know Hollister makes all kinds of stuff, but because of my, how like your cell phones track the things that you say. So it's like because I say underwear quite a bit, a lot of my Facebook ads are underwear based.
Oh,
So
yes. Oh, I understand
yeah,
perfectly. Well, that's why I get
so
bombarded with all these ads. And, eventually you do give in, like all of us, we give in to temptation. I'm sure you must have
yeah,
seen the Basic Man ads, right?
yeah, yeah. So the ones
Yeah.
that I'm seeing the most right now are the Two Exist, the Hollister, and actually the Hollister ones do look nice. I might actually give in and buy some Hollister here. Um, the Two Exist, they're very sexy. I just don't know if it's my flavor just yet. I don't know. We'll see.
Wow.
We'll see. I'm
Well,
always open to new underwear ideas and new brands, but I get nervous just because I'm afraid if I buy it, that I'm not gonna like it. Like I wish that some of these brands were local, so at least I can go to the store and maybe get a closer look at them. But
Yeah,
Apparently, I
yeah.
think you can get 2XS at Target. Is that right?
I believe so. Yes, yes. It's
Yeah.
funny you mentioned that because another question I was going to ask you was how long should guys keep their underwear for before they should just throw it away? Should they keep it forever or
Um, that's a great question. I as long as there's no holes and it's not, threading and coming undone, I mean, keep it for as long as you feel comfortable. I mean, the whole thing is underwear is sexy, and even with my underwear selection, again, I don't know all about your underwear selection, but my underwear is quite expensive. I'm paying over $20 a pair, so I want it to last a couple of years minimally, like or more. But definitely one should definitely look at your underwear and make sure that it resembles cleanliness. And if you see things that don't resemble cleanliness, maybe it's time to throw it out and put something new inside. But I think all the underwear that's in my current selection or in my two drawers, um, I don't think any of them are older than 2 to 3 years. And the ones that I've kind of the ones I'm hoping to sell off that are my used collection. People are actually into used underwear. If that's something you want to talk about at a later time, but I would say some of those are probably 5 years or more. But because I've had so much, I don't wear them very often. So I have underwear that's maybe 5 years old, 6 years old, maybe more. But I wear them so infrequently that they still kind of give off new underwear, look or whatever. Like there's no fading really, and the material's still very strong. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I think the
Wow.
most important thing is just look at your underwear. If it still resembles cleanliness, keep it for as long as you feel comfortable, I guess. To
Yeah,
each of your own.
yeah. I've heard some crazy stuff that during the pandemic, some guys aren't changing their underwear every day, or if they're stuck at home, they just wear it for days on end.
Yeah, I mean that's again, underwear fetish goes more than just wearing underwear. I know people who secrete certain body fluids in it and wear it all day long, and
Exactly.
it gets really crazy in the underwear world for sure.
Oh,
But to
yes.
each is your own.
And if any of you are interested in buying some of David's, we'll just
Yeah,
give.
I have a whole bag full of miscellaneous stuff, size medium to large or extra large. So there's all kinds of stuff. I'd like to sell it all in one bundle and just kind of get rid of it. But if you guys are
Yeah,
interested
yeah.
in used underwear, I will sell it to you.
Yes, give this guy a shout out either in the comments section or we'll also have like the Instagram information a little bit later on. But it's funny because I did just discover, well, not just discover, I kind of had it, but it was a pair of two exist, and it was 10 years old. Yes, 10 years old. Still fit, still looks good, and
Awesome.
I just don't know what to do with it. I really don't, because
If it still works, I mean, hey, go for it. Underwear
exactly.
should be like most everything else that you have. You
Yeah.
don't get a new car till your car breaks down, or you have the money to buy a nicer car. So it's the same thing. Until it becomes holy or thrashed or whatever, keep it for as long as you can. That's
Exactly, exactly. Well, that's also why I discovered this brand, the Basic Man, and their novelty, the Basic Man, is their novelty is they send you a T-shirt, a pair of socks, and
oh,
a boxer brief. Yeah, a boxer brief, all at the same time, all matching. And
okay.
they send you a new set every month. So you get the T-shirt, the boxer briefs, and the socks. I would never wear these socks personally, but that's okay. uh,
I've,
what you would?
I've recently tiptoed into the sock world. I bought. What did I put in? I wore one of them yesterday, but I kind of dipped into the sock world and bought some really.
Congratulations. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be different. Whatever.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
But
yeah.
the basic man, I think I saw one of my followers just the other day wear basic man, and he is from Canada, Toronto, Canada area. So I'm not sure where that brand is from, but I did recently run across that brand. Now you said it came in a 3-pack, but did you buy it that way, or does it just automatically come as a 3-pack?
No, it automatically comes as a 3-pack. So
Okay.
you basically pay. I don't know if it's a contract or if it's just you just pay an annual fee year by year, but they will send you a different set every month. And the funny thing was, I waited quite a long time, probably because of the pandemic, like everything else that's happening nowadays. And I didn't get it. And then all of a sudden I got this, and then like less than a week later, I got another package. And obviously I didn't open these up yet, so, but I'm going to eventually give like a more thorough review, shall we say, for anybody that wants to buy them and all that. The Tebow, definitely, I like them so much that I contacted them right away. I'm like, oh, I'm very happy. I really like this, which I don't. Most of us don't do. If we like something, we should do it more often, but we don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So I have to ask you about Bears and Undies. Now, have you ever
Sure.
gotten a submission that like you just turned down for whatever reason, or just wasn't really like akin to the website, or has anybody ever has there ever been like an instance where somebody was causing drama or body shaming or anything, starting trouble or things like that? Because unfortunately, even in the bear world, we do get a lot of we promote body positivity, but we'll get people that unfortunately do want to start trouble anywhere in social media and every community. Unfortunately, has that ever happened?
I would say, I hope this answers your question. I would say yes. So, and I put it right in my Instagram highlights, and it's there for everyone to read. And I'm going to be updating my account here probably the next couple of months or so. But there is a brand that I actually do not represent on my account because of something that they posted on their website that kind of it full out shamed a particular group of people in our own community. And so because of it, and it's a brand that just hasn't, it's a completely famous brand, and I'm almost tempted to not I'm tempted to not say the brand because I really don't want to endorse them, but it's a really very famous brand, but they are known to shame our community, the larger size of our community. Their underwear, I think, only goes up to extra large, if I recall. But they put something on their blog that shamed the ABDL community. And for those that don't know what ABDL stands for, it's Adult Baby Diaper Lover. And, when they went out and shamed that community, which I have friends that are part of that, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So there is a brand that is on my Instagram highlights that I fully disclose. And I show the screenshot from their website where they shame this community. I'm like, I don't believe in that. Like, if you can't support the community 100%, like it's just not for me. So if you're gonna go out of your way and say something negative, I just don't want that negativity here. So yeah, if someone's wearing that brand, I politely just say, hey, this is it actually just happened. There was one of my newer followers. I'm like, hey, this is a great photo. You look awesome. Unfortunately, I don't advertise this brand. Please check out my Instagram highlights for more information. And I kind of go that route. But I wouldn't say it's very rarely. It happens maybe 2 or 3 times a month. And I really hate to tell people no, or it doesn't work, because I do want everyone to be featured in an underwear where they feel sexy. And so if they're having to wear underwear where they're not feeling sexy, it kind of makes me not feel so great. But it's really important that my account stay positive in all directions. And so when I see underwear companies go out and say something negative, it rubs me the wrong way. So I'm not going to support people that do that. So.
Right. Now you I was wondering what happened. Wondering what happened to him there. He kind of like fell off. Oh, adorable. So wow. Now running a busy page like yours, where you get a lot of submissions 24/7, that's got to be a lot of work. That's almost like a full-time job, isn't it? So.
It's definitely a part-time job. Yeah, I woke up to 23 different messages, and I don't know how many of them are submissions, But yeah, it can definitely be strainful at times. So I just, it's fun, and that's the spirit that I need to do it in. So it's like, even if I'm doing nothing, if I don't feel right about working on a project at that time, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait till where I feel like, okay, like I'm in the right headspace to like do another feature for someone, or post another. I like what I mean is like, post a new picture, because I want to make sure that I'm giving off the right energy for it. I don't want to just be posting pictures all day long just because, I have the free time. One of the things that's really important is, I do have a full-time job, and that there are other things that I do in my life that need to be done. And so it's finding really the balance. And so when I can sit down and be like, okay, let's go through the Instagram messages, see what needs to happen, and then work from there. But for the most part, I would say within 24 hours, I'm fairly good about, posting a few pictures. But as long as I have the time and the energy is right and I'm in the right headspace, I try to do as many pictures as possible. But like I said, I'm pretty good about posting everything within a 24-hour period. Just as long as people know that, we're all in different time zones. I have followers literally around the world. And so, some of them are like, well, you didn't post me. I'm like, well, okay, well, I was sleeping and I just woke up. Give me some time, I'm going to work on it. But like I said, I'm pretty good about 24 hours. And then if I'm going to be longer than 24 hours, I have stated before in my account, like, hey, I'm taking a day off. I'm taking the weekend off. I have other things going on. I can't be attentive to this account right now. Give me some time. I'll come back to you guys. But I don't think it's been more than just a couple of days. But I did take some vacation time about a year ago or so, and I did mention I was going to be gone or away from the account for a couple of days, and everybody was fine. Everyone knows, and they were very supportive about it. So,
Wow.
But it's fun, I started this account if you want the full story. I started this account like I was kind of talking about earlier, right as I was kind of not leaving, but taking a backseat to the leather community.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I found out that I had other interests, that's where I started this account. And I would have been happy if I had 100 followers. And within a week, I had more than 100 followers. I'm like, what did I get myself into? And, like it was super busy for like months and months. And then right when I hit the year mark or so on the first go around, that's when it started to slow down quite a bit. But I would wake up to like 30 or 40 Instagram messages, and that's where it got really tough because I didn't have time to feel comfortable and ready. It's like, oh my goodness, if I don't answer these today, it's gonna be worse tomorrow. So it was constant battle of like getting people out as soon as possible. But in a way, I'm thankful that it slowed down just a little bit. But at the same time, I want this account to grow and to flourish and to do well. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like when it slows down, that works for me. But at the same time, I don't get the what's the word? The advertising back, I guess, right? So it's like if guys aren't wanting to be posted, then they're not posting my account. So like, not as many people get to know who I am. So.
Right,
But
right.
I take it for what it is right now, and just when it gets popular, it gets popular. When it gets slow, it's it's kind of like that curve. It goes up. Sometimes it's popular, sometimes it's not, and I just roll with the punches. I wish somehow that this was fruitful financially for me. That'd make it a lot easier. But I do it for the love. There's a community out there that really enjoys underwear like myself, and it's giving back. So it's fun. As long as it stays fun, I'm going to continue to do it. If I ever feel that it's becoming more than fun and not something I'm interested in, I'll pass the flag on to someone else. Because there are people out there like myself that would love to, do this for me. Definitely the younger generation. I've already been approached a couple of times. Hey, if you ever want someone else to take over, I'll be more than happy. And I have names of people that are interested. But for the time being, I'm still having fun, and I'll continue doing this for as long as I can do it, I guess.
Wow. Well, we can all be grateful for that. I mean, I enjoy it very much. So lastly, Now, we talk a lot about body positivity, especially like in the bear community. And a lot of people throw that term around and it's entered the mainstream lexicon. You know, we have celebrities using it and people are kind of throwing the word around. But what does it actually mean? Like from someone who based this page, you know, largely because of body positivity. What does it actually mean? And what should it mean for the bear community at large?
You know, everywhere you look, there are hidden ways where we are being told that we're not beautiful. Just before you and I got logged on today, I was watching a Facebook page about these veneers that you can get to cover up your teeth because, you know, maybe you have ugly teeth, and so it's really important to have pretty white straight teeth, you know. And I'm just like, ugh. Like I get it, but it's so sad that there's these negative images coming across where we're being told that we are less than, that we're not beautiful. And so for me, you know, body positivity is not just, you know, what shape and size you are. It's everything. It's about how to love yourself fully and to accept whatever flaws you have. Trust me, I have flaws up and down. You know, I have teeth problems. I there are times where I wake up and like, ugh. And it's not that I don't know. It's not that I'm sad about my weight. It's just sometimes my health problems I deal with are because of my weight. I like being this big. You know, I feel comfortable. This is, you know, where I kind of want to be. But I do, it's a weight where I do have to maintain it. You know, I've been a little bit heavier. I used to be 245, but, you know, between 220 and 230 is where I feel the most comfortable. But even then, my doctors are always giving me a hard time, you know, because I am pre-diabetic. Or actually, I think technically I am diabetic by my last A1Cs or whatever they're called. So, you know, it is something that I have to be careful with, but it's really just waking up and being able to say, you know, I love myself, and being able to look past whatever flaws that you have and just say, I accept myself for who I am. I love myself for who I am. And when you have that fully, and again, this is a struggle that I still have because I'm not 100% this way, but when individuals I see who love themselves 100% and they go out into the world, they are shining bright. I mean, you know who these people are. They're fully confident. They are aware of who they are. And like, I look up to these people, you know, it's like, man, I want to be able to do that someday too. So, you know, body positivity really is loving exactly who you are in the moment that you are. And I think it's just, it's shameful that we live, and I don't want to say in this world because I don't know how it is outside of our country, but, you know, it's just, it's sad that at least here in the United States, there are so many fixes out there to make ourselves look, you know, something where we're being told that, you know, if you don't do this, then you're not beautiful. And if you don't wear this, you're not beautiful. If you're not wearing this shape, this color, this size, you're not beautiful. It's like, no, you have to be comfortable in who you are, because you are beautiful, you know, exactly who you are. When you wake up in the morning, you're beautiful. And we just need to be able to accept that and to love ourselves for that.
Yeah, we
It's a
also
struggle.
need, yeah, yeah. We also need to make sure that we have a really strong mental foundation and strong self-esteem. Because if we don't, then we're susceptible to all the criticism from the outside world. And
Yeah.
everybody, and it may not even be directed at you, somebody may just be a negative person, but that negativity will rub off on you. So you just have to have a very strong core, or else, again, you'll be vulnerable, you'll be very fragile to people that do criticize you for no real reason, you know, or just to be hurtful. So I think that's important too. Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, anything else you want to tell the masses besides, obviously, go to Instagram at the period, no, bears period in period undies. Anything else you want to tell the masses?
Thank you guys so much for all the love. I appreciate it. And, you know, my account welcomes everyone of all shapes and colors. And it's a fun account. And for those that are part of the account and who have not had an opportunity to be featured, please, 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 I would love to feature you. You're exactly the kind of person that I want to feature. And I think a lot of guys are shy for various reasons. but know that you're also the reason why that I'm doing this account. So please be a part of this movement with me. Love yourself. You know, my account is private. A lot of times people don't know this too. So when I post pictures, it's a private account, which means that no one outside my account is going to see you. So if you have a job that you think, well, maybe my job's not going to approve of this, you know, they're not going to be able to see it, at least through, you know, being a closed account. So I would love to feature everyone that's on my account. You guys are all beautiful. You guys are the reason why I wake up and want to continue doing this account. So please be a part of the movement here with me. I really do. I really would appreciate it.
Wow. Well, I'll drink to that too. So, wow. Well, I cannot thank you enough for being here today and speaking to me. And please thank this handsome man, David. And again, you can find him on Instagram. We'll be having all the links like after the show and the closing credits. And again, you know, if you just want to, you can submit your photo, and there are daily challenges or you know, regular challenges, and also some really nice discounts too. You'll discover a few new brands that you maybe never heard of before. And again, it's all about feeling good in the skin you're in. So
Yes, 100% that. Yes, yes.
yes. So, all right. And thank you for watching In Bed with Jed. Signing off. This is the season finale. Woo! Bet you didn't know that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, surprise. Well, we like to end off, you know, end off with fun stuff, you know. So, all
Well, thank you for
righty.
letting me be a part of this. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, thank you for being here. So, until next time, bye, y'all.
All right.